Are you glass half full or glass half empty on your Cowboys?
I am glass full on my
Full.
Cowboys.
Not even half full.
Not even half full. And you can laugh at me if you want. You can call this the ugliest dub in NFL history, and you might be right, but I don't care. Because yesterday we won a football game. We won it, the same kind of football game we would have lost a year ago. That's why I love my new, younger head coach. I love the energy that he has brought, because all I know for sure is that we would have won the opener on banner night at Philadelphia if CeeDee hadn't dropped 4 passes. And all I know is that yesterday we won because we have the ultimate nuclear weapon in pro football. This guy, number 17, Brandon Aubrey, who is the greatest kicker in the history of football. I've never seen, again, Adam Vinatieri, he clutched up again and again and again in many more big moments than Brandon has had. But every opportunity he's had, he is effortless from 70 yards. He's going to kick a 70-yarder before it's over. He doesn't sweat it. He doesn't look like he's even trying, and he's thunderfoot. It just rockets off his foot, and the 64-yarder he made to force overtime was just a thing of beauty. At first, I didn't think he hit it that well, and it was easy. It cleared by 10 yards. So you can laugh at me and say they gifted you with, 14 penalties for 160 yards, and you got me. And you can say their backup tackle had 4 penalties in the first 6 plays of the football game and had to resort to taking a swing instead of blocking the guy trying to get to their passer. And you can tell me that we had coverage bust after coverage bust, breakdown after breakdown in the secondary, and you would be right, but we won. And you can tell me that we turned back Russell Wilson's clock 10 years and that he had one of the greatest deep throwing days of his career, and he can throw the moon ball TD bomb.
Yep.
There's really not been anybody better over the last 15 years in the NFL.
Not for real. No, the way he can.
It's just
I got hit by that moon ball one time.
Did you? Because you want to talk about dropping it down the chute?
Yeah.
I mean, he is dropping it.
It's not just a regular throw. It's how he gets it over the top.
And yet, think about this. We're down 13-3, and then we're down 23-20, and we're down 30-27, and we're down 37-34, and we just kept coming back until finally Russ made one mistake. He only made one the whole game, and it cost them the game because our quarterback just kept hanging in. And I'm not a big fan of Dak in the postseason because I can't show you anything but 2-5, but in the regular season, he can be as good as anybody out there, and he clutched up yesterday because he's got 2 of the most dangerous wideouts in pro football, and he utilized both of them at the highest level when it mattered most.
Yep.
And the throw that he made to Jake Ferguson just up the seam at the end of regulation, it went for 14 yards. And I thought the game is over at that point. There's 14 seconds left. And if he doesn't make that throw to Jake Ferguson, we lose.
Yep.
Because you got to get him within 70 yards. And then the incredible thing is, they got one more play they can run, and they just give it to Javonte, who, by the way, has been a pleasant surprise for me. I didn't see that coming at all because he can tote the rock in ways that we haven't been able to. But they just give up and let him run for 3 more yards to make it a 64-yard field goal, when back in the day, I mean, anything over 45 was a miss usually, right? And now 64 is like an extra point to him. So to me, I sit back and I say, Dak clutched up, the receivers clutched up, the defense could be a disaster, especially in the secondary. You can laugh all you want about no Micah pass rush, but in the end, all I know and all I care about is we won the football game, and we should be 2-0, and I like what my eyes are telling me about the football team, especially on offense. And again, we didn't have Deron Bland, and he's our best corner. Trevon Diggs is a disaster to me. And he was Micah's best friend.
He hurt, Skip.
No, seriously, but he was Micah's best friend. He's coming back from ACL reconstruction.
He hurt still.
I got it, but that was just sad yesterday, watching him kind of tiptoe after receivers. It's just hard for me to watch. And we lost our center in overtime, Cooper Beebe, who's pretty good. And we lost Kevontae Turpin, who's a real weapon for us and a return weapon. He's the best returner in football. And none of that mattered because we won the bleeping game. That's all I know for sure is we won, and let's go to Chicago and get another one.
I'm with you, Skip. I think I said the Cowboys offense would be lights out.
Yeah.
Shit, they was lights out. You know what I'm saying? So
They were.
threw the ball around, said Pickens will have his debut. Pickens had his debut. He put his stamp on the game.
He put his
And I think the offense is going to look like that all year. But the reason that the Cowboys only win about 8 games, like I predicted at the beginning, first show or whatever, because that defense, man, they are an off-season away from having a top-notch defense. They need to have a Broncos-like defense. They need to bring in 4 impact guys and 1 in the draft. You know what I'm saying? A Bradley Roby in the draft.
But didn't you say this was a tank season? Now you're saying 8 games?
I said it's a bridge year. This is a bridge year. It's a.
That was Gil that said tank.
Yeah, Gil said tank. I said it's a bridge year, bro. They going to play good on offense. The defense not going to be there. But when the offseason hit, they're going to have 52 M's to spend.
Yep.
And they're going to have a bunch of draft picks to get some guys, trade, or draft some guys. They're going to be able to clean up that defense with what they got in their pocket in this offseason. So the offense looked amazing, Skip. The kicker looked amazing. But unfortunately, that's only half the battle. The other battle is the defense. Diggs still hurt. Bland down. The rush was absent. Parsons is in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The rush was absent. Russell was able to sit back there and throw moon balls, so to speak. And it's going to look like that all year for him, Skip. It's going to look like that.
Was not looking good.
So after the offseason, the Cowboys will be the team to beat next year. They're going to be ready to go next year.
Can I just add a little encouragement for the D-line? Pass rush, you have to know how to pass rush. It's not just – what makes Micah special is the fact that he got all this God-given ability.
True.
But any true pass rusher will tell you Micah don't know how to pass rush.
I agree.
He doesn't know how. There is a way to pass rush. Pass rush is not just my skill or ability to be fast off the ball or stop and go or whatever. You got to know what to use, when to use it. You need to know formations. You need to know whether you're getting chips. I did a breakdown of Myles Garrett, and what makes him so special is he's highly intelligent with when to rush, how to rush. He knows when the chip is there, so I need to fall back underneath. He knows how to. My encouragement is for the pass rush in Dallas, it can be coached up to where it can be better than it was. Because I'm looking, you got Kenny Clark. He's good enough in interior to rush.
He had a sack.
Solomon Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
He was a top 5 pick.
Yep.
He could still. You see how explosive he was yesterday.
Yep.
Donovan, the kid from Boston College, as a root.
Yeah, as a rock.
Yeah. James Houston, he had 8 sacks as a rookie.
He did.
In Detroit.
He had one yesterday.
Y'all just signed Clowney. Y'all still got Osa, Odigizua.
Yep.
It's how it's being coached
and
up.
Dante Fowler led Washington last year with 10.5 sacks.
So
he's a Cowboy.
So you need to, if y'all's coach will coach them up properly, put them in position, start breaking down the film to where these formations, this is what we need to do. You can up your pressure and your sacks on the quarterback by coaching it up well. So there's a little encouragement there, but here's also what I'll say. Y'all did win the game, but I always was taught this. Never accept in a win what you want in a loss. So there was a lot that happened yesterday that just so happened to go y'all's way. But like Keith said, it's a lot there that, yes, y'all got the win, and that's the ultimate goal is to win.
It just did.
But there's a lot there that needs to be
By the way,
corrected.
we did have 3 sacks. We got him on the ground 3 times, so it wasn't like no sacks, just for the record.
I think one of them was that fumble he threw backwards, though. I think they counted that.
Well, they gave it a team sack.
Okay,
so,
all right.
Okay.
I'll say this, and I love you, Skip, and I've had a blast getting the debate with you, but I'm going to go in a little bit here. I think this is a glass half empty situation. I know it's tough to win in the NFL, and you have to celebrate all wins. It's tough to win every single week, but to come out at home with 10 days to prepare and recover and game plan for a Giants football team that looked very bad in week 1, and you have to sneak by kicking a 64-yarder at the end of regulation to win that game, it's just tough for me if I'm a Cowboys fan to see the positives in that. I mean, the Giants handed the Cowboys this football game. They were 1 for 5 in the red zone. They had 14 penalties for 160 yards, and those were the only ones that were accepted. I know the Cowboys had 12 for 106, so that evens out a little bit, but it was just a game that the Giants dominated that they just could not finish. And I do think they were hindered by their head coach. I hate the call by Brian Daboll to go for it on 4th down with 10 minutes and 25 seconds left in the third quarter. It is 13-10. You are on the road against a division rival. Take the points. Those are going to matter. When it's a back and forth game, take the points. But they go for it. Or have a lot better play call than what they ran. Russ avoided the rush, or didn't even have a rush. He just escaped the pocket.
To Scatterboo
and yeah, he tried to throw it to Scatterboo, who's your man winner. You throw the sit over the ball or the end cut by Neighbors in zone. He throws the man winner, which was a terrible read, but I also think you get up there and get a man zone check.
Yep.
If it's zone, we have the play called. If it's man, kill, get to your man call. I did not like that. But with that being said, this defense really worries me, Skip. They do. I mean, they looked lost out there. They looked like they lacked effort. The communication wasn't there. They struggled to stop Malik Neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson. I mean, they could not slow those guys down. And I know Trayvon Diggs is dealing with some injuries, but he gave up big play after big play. And he's supposed to be your superstar.
Right.
When you're having issues with that guy, that's going to trickle down to the rest of the team. And it's going to be tough to stop. But the biggest point I have on this is, and Keith said it, was that Russell Wilson had all day to throw in the pocket, and he could let those down the field plays develop. What I talked about last week, when you have a dominant pass rush or pass rushers, the number one thing you do as a quarterback is get the quick game. Let's get the ball out. Let's chip. Let's have that internal clock in my head be a little bit quicker. That wasn't the case yesterday. Wilson was as comfortable in the pocket as he's ever been in his entire career in Seattle. I mean, he was sitting back there throwing bomb after bomb. So that worries me. They got to be able to get that fixed. And just overall, I think the offense played well. They did a good job. They won them that football game. CeeDee Lamb bounced back. They had Javonte Williams. I'm excited about the element he adds to the run game. But just if that defense can't get it figured out, they play the Bears next, so they'll have a little bit of time to get it fixed. I'm not worried about that offense. But in 2 weeks, they play Green Bay on Sunday night.
Yep.
And they are going to get, Gil's not here, but they're going to get boot to ass in that game if they don't get things corrected. Today needs to be accountability hour in the film room. Figure out what we need to get fixed, because if you don't, it's going to be a long
Did they
season.
get boot to ass at Philly on opening Thursday? No.
In the second half, they did. In the first half, they were struggling, and Hurts was play after play. You know who they missed right there was Micah Parsons. And that was another factor in this game. You needed Parsons in this game.
That defense held Philly to 3 points in the second half.
In the second
on
half.
a 58-yard field goal.
But they just gave up 500 yards of total offense and 450 yards of passing offense to the Giants. And they averaged 7.8 yards per play. That is not winning football.
And Philly not hitting on all cylinders on offense neither. That's why.
At home with 10. I mean, you played on Thursday and you had 10 days to prepare for this game, and that's what you came out with. That's what worries me.
And this is why I talk about knowing how to rush. You got to know your advantages.
Yeah.
Your D-line is at home. You got the crowd with you.
Yeah.
They going on silent. Cheat the count.
Yeah.
Like, there's ways to have the advantage. To do that, but even Diggs, that's why I said you never accept in a win what you want in a loss. It looked good when Diggs is getting all these picks, but he is a habitual line stepper. And what I mean by that is he's going to cheat on these routes. He's going to jump a lot of routes. And it looked good when he's getting picks.
Yeah.
But it's going to cost you in the long run.
Yeah.
And that's whether he's hurt or not, that's his MO. That's what he's been. So, yes, a lot of yesterday he is still hurt. But also, like, when you got to get back, because he think if I can get back.
4th and 4. He was trying to.
That's what I'm saying. That's not. No, you can't.
I feel like if you got to teach Dante Fowler and Osa and Kenny Clark, if we got to teach them how to rush, that's a fucking problem, G. Like,
yeah, but I'm saying it's a way to rush as a group.
Right, but as a group, y'all are veterans. If y'all don't know how to rush, then we need to break this thing up and see what we can get for y'all boys. You know what I'm saying? Because if y'all don't know how to rush at this level, at this point in your career, if Kenny Clark don't come in like, what we doing? Nah, we need to do this. It's not there.
No, I'm
Green Bay.
I'm with you.
It's not there.
I'm with you with they need to fix it. I'm saying, I'm trying to help. I'm trying to give Skip a little I'm trying to give a little hope here.
Yeah.
It can be elevated a little bit. You still need guys.
Sam Williams can rush the passer, and he's coming off an ACL reconstruction. So I saw little flashes from him. They're going to get better and better because they're not without talent in their pass rush, both from inside and outside. So I don't want to put you on the spot about this, but I want to go a little deeper in Trevon Diggs.
Yeah.
Okay, back in my day, they called him a cluer. I don't know if you guys ever used that word, that he just clues. He risks, he jumps routes. And he's got a lot of talent. He played receiver going to Alabama to start with, so he's got that skill set, which you had, obviously. And yet, he was so close with Micah that he was so outspoken about Micah getting traded that it came across wrong. I don't want to hear it from the locker room. It is business. It's a big business. And Micah got his money, man. He got generational money to go to Green Bay. So he's good, you know. And Trevon was so outspoken about how much they're going to miss him that if I'm in the locker room next to Trevon, I'm saying, well, maybe you should have gone with him. You know, like after a while, where it's like he lost heart for playing for the Dallas Cowboys without Micah Parsons. And I get some of it, but you got to just swallow it and go to the next game. And he didn't look like he was playing with a lot of heart. And I give you, he's coming off a really bad career-threatening injury. But he just looked lost, man. And he's not given any cushion whatsoever, and he's cluing, and he's jumping routes. And
he didn't jump no routes yesterday. Okay. He got left by the safety on cover 4.
Yeah.
Safety went to a crossing route and left him alone with
He did.
with
I know
neighbors.
which
like,
one
so,
you're
all
talking
right,
about.
that's not on me.
Okay,
That's
but he
what he's
just
thinking.
got
Like, damn,
smoked.
this
Yeah.
neighbors, you leaving me. That's one of the bombs. And the other bomb, situational awareness, bro, you up 4 points, they need a touchdown, you got to stay deep.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's the safety over there, too. It's different ways to play cover 4. I can have the digs and stuff. You had the dig and goes when it's a single receiver. So we don't know if he was sitting on the route. We don't know whose job it was to break on this, whose job it was to be over the top, because Donovan Wilson-ass was right there with him. Neither one of them on the top. So we can't just put that on him. That's what happens to us a lot. You know what I'm saying? Phil Simms used to do that shit to me on TV. Akeem Talib likes to jump routes. And I'm like, Phil, I didn't even have a fucking deep ball. I got the short ball. So it's easy to put that stamp on a guy, you know what I'm saying, when it's not his fault. So who knows? If you ask me, it was the damn safety's fault. We in cover 4, you stay your ass deep. Let me break on the dig to safeties. Y'all stay deep. One was clear as day, it was the safety's fault. So,
but I think your eye test told you yesterday he had a bad game.
He had a bad game. He's still out there limping. I mean,
He's
you see
limping.
him 2 weeks before the season starts, you see him, he's still limping. He's not healthy. And that's the reason I wouldn't have him as the deep part of the defense against Malik Neighbors. If we call cover 4 and you on neighbor side safety, you deep. Trayvon still gimpy a little bit. You get deep. Trayvon, you break on digs. So
Do you think he still needs to be out there, though, if you have to?
hell yeah, he need to be out there. You make $15 million a year,
Yeah.
you need to be out there. We got to play through injuries. We got to find a way.
Okay.
If Al was out there, the shit won't happen. Al is a great situational defensive coach. Shit like that don't happen. You know what I'm saying? It's no gray area throughout the week. Everything is black and white. Whoever out there coaching them right now, it looks like it's a little black and white. I mean, it looked like it's a little gray. The safety's breaking and he thinking he got help. It look a little gray to me, so I won't put that all on Trayvon.
Okay, but Deron Bland played at Philadelphia, and AJ caught 1 ball, and Devontae caught 3.
And what
for
Diggs
like
do?
16.
Diggs was at that. Diggs played that game too.
He didn't start, but he played some snaps. He played
a lot of
about
snaps.
half the snaps.
Yeah, he played
Yeah.
38 or
Okay.
something like that.
All
So
right.
Is that a
So-
communication or a coach, like in the back end?
it's
Is that a communication issue between the DBs, or is that coaching? Because
right when it happened, that's a communication issue. But you only have communication issues if your coach let that shit be gray Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
Yeah,
Saturday.
you're right.
Then you go into the game, it's gray. We ain't really got no solid answer.
it's either this or it's that.
It's
Yep.
black and white, bro. It gotta be
Like,
this or this. You got him deep, I got him short. It gotta be this or
If
this.
we get beat and we all doing this, and
And
we
you know
fix
what?
it.
Go back.
Exactly.
That's a great point. Go back and watch that clip, too, on that 4th and 4 and that touchdown.
He do like
you can
this.
see, well, you can see he's doing something like this to the safety, and the safety doesn't look at him one time. I
And
don't
he
know if
roasted it, and then Diggs do like this, like, bro,
Yeah.
it's another
I think he was
confusion. Like,
giving
bro, what
him-
we got
and
going?
he watched Diggs when they motion, they widen the tight end out, which puts you in a bind.
Yep.
They're going to run a wheel down the sideline. They're going to slip the seam or
Yep.
slip someone down the seam. That's tough. But you see Diggs look to the safety, and he's doing this almost to say, hey, I got help. Or if they go down the seam, I'm going to take this wheel route. No help. So
No help.
I get it. I agree.
And then he look at him like, bro, what the hell?
Yeah, I
you just
agree.
left me on this side. You left me again. So, man, I used to get it. They put it on Marcus Peters. They put it on Diggs. Guys who get picks, now we get the tag as, they just like to jump routes. Nah, we just fucking got ball skills.
Okay.
We just fucking get the ball.
No, you got balls.
Yes.
Yeah, we got balls and ball skills. We just fucking get the ball, and we get hated on for it. You know what I'm saying?
All
We
right,
give up
speaking of
touchdowns.
pass rush, let me hit you with this. Let's reverse it. The Giants have a hellacious pass rush because I look across this front. Abdul Carter was the 3rd overall pick. Thibodeau was the 5th overall pick. Brian Burns, who's playing at a high level, 16th overall pick, and Dexter Lawrence was the 17th overall pick. That's their front.
Yep.
Yep.
I thought our line did a decent job of keeping those 4 off Dak.
They did.
And giving him enough time.
No, 3T did their thing. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
Tyler.
Yeah, that's 3T.
Well, they did.
That's 3T, baby. I'm telling you, that's 3T. No, they did really good, and that's what's gonna have to happen.
It is.
But before the season, that was my thing. When me and Keith discussed it, he said the offense is gonna be explosive. And I said if the O-line can block. But remember, my thing with Jerry and how he's building his team. I have to protect that guy back there. So that's why I go draft all these people for days like this where I need to protect him so he can get it to them. You 3, the other 2 is plug and play. Get these 3 in place.
Okay.
Now I protect him, and now I can get the ball to these 2. And
what did Jerry do last week? He gave the first tee his money. He gave Tyler Smith his
I think
money.
they're doing that, what you're saying.
Yep.
I think, you know what I'm saying?
no, that's what I'm saying. That's why he's doing it.
It's panning
But
out.
on the other side, we got to get this communication
Okay,
going.
I get it.
Yeah.
But George Pickens, I said, is going to change life for Dak Prescott, and I believe he has because he made some big-time plays in that game.
Yeah, you need that other guy. You definitely need that other guy.
Yeah.
He did.
And I'm glad you brought up too Javonte Williams. He adds a different element that they haven't had.
He
in the last
running
couple of
real,
years.
man.
He's a unique runner.
He got like you could tell it's something to him how he's running, man. There was that one play where they had him corralled.
Yeah, and he
didn't stop pumping his.
He looks
yeah,
revived,
Yeah,
too,
like he
like
running
he's
like.
That was supposed to be a 5-yard loss.
Yeah, it was, man.
And Miles Sanders, I know he had that fumble in week 1, but that adds another element
does.
as well. You kind of have 2 different types of backs. The biggest issue I have, though, with this defense, and kind of works perfect that you guys are here, is they're not playing complementary football. What I mean by that is if the coverage is bad on the back end, then you can't get home.
Nope.
And if I'm not getting home, then your ass is covering for 6 seconds. And it's just, it felt like too many times in
That'll
that game.
never work. That'll never work.
Never.
And they're off-season away, man.
If you get better and the pass rush looks better, then that might cover, not a key, but that might make the DBs look a little bit better in the secondary. Or if the secondary has some coverage sacks, then it doesn't look as bad if the pass rush can't get home. When they're both bad, you see 500 yards of offense and 450 passing.
To y'all's point, that's why those DBs in Green Bay was sitting on all them routes.
Hell
Because
yeah.
They know, like, shoot, man, that ball coming out like that.
Yeah, you know it's coming out.
Yeah, that ball is coming out now.
And that's why that Evan Williams pick. And if I'm Goff in that game,
I'm
telling you, man.
Here comes
Okay, before we move on, I do want to ask, I have a quick little video. If an offensive lineman did this to you, Gerald, what would you do?
Oh, boy.
We got a quick little video.
Sean.
Can I give a little context? Let me preface what I'm saying. Let me preface what I'm going to say by saying I despise offensive linemen.
Okay.
Even Richie,
No matter who
even
you
Richie
are.
when he come in here, I love Richie to death, but I hate Richie at the same time.
Yep.
Let me give a little context about what's going on. For everybody that thinks this is dirty, offensive line, look at the play. If you run it back, they're running a draw. We're taught as defensive linemen to sit down when we feel that and post. The DN is trying to dip underneath as he's pass rushing. The offensive line is taught to club you pass.
Yep.
So if you look at what he's doing, he's trying to club him upfield so they can run the draw. But if I'm dipping and I'm going to club, I'm going to hit whatever's there.
Yeah.
Bomb. Now, I would get hit like, dang, bro. Like, what? But it was a draw play. So he wasn't like just being malicious, like, let me slap him in the side of his head.
Exactly.
It was a draw play.
Like the
And
media made it seem.
Yeah,
like
the media makes
makes
like,
That would have been in his shoulder if he
yeah,
didn't fall.
like, usually, and we're taught, we actually drill that to where a guy, he hits us, we run upfield, he hits us in our back, and we're supposed to feel it, stop, and retreat. That's what
But
we're
he did
taught.
already have
Draws,
4
screens, all that.
penalties, right?
Yeah, so when you got 4 penalties,
I
like,
swear I was watching it yesterday, G, and I said, bro, he ain't mean to hit the dude in the
yeah, like,
head,
it's
bro.
a draw play.
Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? The
yeah.
media just, hey, they got a great way of making shit go viral, man.
It's always
I mean, well,
the
you
Davis
got
fault.
this.
It does look funny. It does look funny.
They once said that I went up and poked a guy in his eye. Like, come on now, I'm Akeem Talib. I'm gonna go poke a guy in his eye.
You ripped
go
his
poke him
chain
in his
off.
eye?
No, I went and poked his head like, you know you're soft. And he said, ah! And cost me $380,000.
Who was it?
380.
Was that
Dwayne Allen, bro, I'm still looking. He owe that. He got to pay me. the tight end from the Colts, he was frictioning with Vaughn.
Oh, yeah.
And I went and poked his head like, bro, you know you
Did
soft.
you go to poke him inside the helmet or the top of the
No,
helmet?
I want to touch that forehead.
All right,
here.
man, come on, man. Anything can happen.
But I'm
But the
saying,
forehead's
now the media, let it be known that the media, once they get to it, Akeem Talib pokes him in his eye. Like, come on, bro.
But listen.
I didn't go like,
But
yeah.
Key,
Like, come on,
listen,
fam.
wait. Let's do
Come
that.
on
Let's
now.
add
Like,
a little
come on,
time.
I'm lead, bro. I've been in 100 fights.
You my guy.
You feel
and
me?
I know you really about all that. But
Yeah.
listen, my man here had how many penalties in a row before that?
Exactly.
They going off track record. They
That's
like,
it.
if anybody will poke somebody in the eye, it's the person who went off smoke. So you kind of gotta, and you went in the helmet. That's a big old helmet.
Yeah,
If you
that-
went
okay.
in,
Hey,
You ain't gotta go inside. It's right here. I want
but that helmet-
I want your
that helmet-
but the helmet is like right here.
Feel my fingers.
But
fam.
Key,
know
you're right
soft.
here.
the helmet sit like this.
But
So to
your
get to
eyes,
you had to
your eyes
lift.
don't sit right here.
You
in the
had to
middle of your
lift
head.
and go. Hey, listen.
I could poke you right through that hat.
Yeah.
I could poke you right here.
Yeah,
very
we
accurate.
seen Ramsey. He got pushed last week. He flopped.
Like,
He
come on,
probably
you know,
like,
he just got away.
Okay, we gotta
Take
move
off
on.
the
We gotta move on.
I'm
We
not
gotta
gonna
move on.
keep. Hey, you meant to poke him in the forehead. I'm with you, bro.
Okay, we gotta move on.
Back.
Okay,
Right.
Chiefs Kingdom.